Good Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome to TIMBP Live. I'm Perry. In case you didn't know. Need to brighten up my light a little bit. Seemed a little dim. Let some folks start to trickle in here. Top Dog and Sugar Kitty kicking us off by stopping by. Cheers all and meow. Good to see you all here. Oh, goodness gracious. Been a busy week. Got a lot of news to get to, a lot of coverage we've got going on. Lots of stuff to discuss. We got our big... Oh man, thank goodness. Hypnotic Bibum on Twitch. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots, etc. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel, everything is in your hands. A huge number of custom settings. Go to Streamrise. I think I'll pass. I think I'll pass. Dadgum, where is everybody? Where my peeps at? Apparently we got two people watching. Who's there? Hello? Anyone? Is it my my appointed YouTube intern watching? We haven't talked to you in a long time, YouTube intern. I hope you're well. Thanks for checking to make sure everything's kosher on the stream. And in fact, it is. Hello, Sugar Kitty. Is it on? I don't know, is it? It's good to see you, my friend. How's your week been? How are things? How's everything sound? Is my mic too loud? I'm hitting red, so I'm wondering if it's a little too loud. I don't even feel like I'm talking that loud. I guess I'll back off. I'll back off, see what happens. Maybe I just need to start drinking. Maybe that's what's going to get people in. You know the funniest thing? It's not really funny. It's just like, not been much in the mood for drinking this week. I've cut back like super, super hard. Sounds like a similar week for me. A bunch of crap to do. Temp hit 70. Garden cleanup to do. How do you clean up with those little paws? Or are you like pulling weeds with your mouth? Little kitty fangs. Well, maybe a lot of people are going to watch on the replay. I don't know. It is 71 degrees here as well, and beautiful, might I add. It's tough without fun. Let me start that over. It's tough without thumbs, so I just order humans around. Hashtag obey your overlords. There we go. There we go. Sugar kitties. Sugar kitty knows what's up. This is a very... Sugar kitty. It's a very cute cat in your profile pic. I'm assuming it's you. Clifton, listening in from work, but I'm here. Hello, Cliffy. Good to see you. Hope you've had an excellent week. Hope work is going well. Your streaming service is, this is in fact Sugar. This is also her sister White. There is also her sister White Shoes, but not in the picture. There we go. Clifton, your streaming service has kept my family sane over the past few weeks as Daniel Tiger has become a regular viewing occasion in our house. I got my lineup of the old-fashioned cocktails here. I don't know if you can see them all. We'll get to them eventually. My camera's angled the slightly wrong way. Yeah, it was a little off. No idea what that is, but you're welcome. It's a Mr. Rogers Neighborhood spinoff. Daniel Tiger was one of the little puppet characters in The Land of Make-Believe. Is that what it was called? I don't know. I don't even know if you ever watched Mr. Rogers. But yeah, so this has, like, there's no Fred. There's no Fred Rogers in any of it. It's all just the characters in The Land of Make-Believe. And Daniel Tiger's the main character, but the king, the princes. Oh, I did, and the documentary about him, I Remember the Tiger. There we go. Yeah, it's a good show. It's fun. It's just a nice little PBS, reprieve from any other insanity that might be on television at any given time. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hello, Marty. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, buddy. I'm responsible for the other insanity on television. That's fair. That's fair. My, soon-to-be father-in-law, I suppose. My mother-in-law's fiance is a big fan of Reacher. That's Amazon, right? Yeah, that's Amazon. Reacher Season 3 coming. Eventually. I gotta be honest with you, Cliffy. I've not seen a single episode. It is not my cup of tea. Oh, you've met Alan Richardson. He's awesome. I've watched him since he was in Smallville. And then he played Hank in Titans. I enjoy his work. I think he's very good. There's all those rumors that he's going to be playing Batman in the new DC cinematic universe, the DC universe. I don't like that idea. I don't think he's a great fit for Batman / Bruce Wayne. He's got the build, but I think that's about it. So that's my 2 cents. If you can let James Gunn know, Clifton, it would be great. But ultimately, haven't heard that agree with you. Oh, thanks. It's crazy there's nobody in here. Well, let's just chill for a bit. We'll just talk about stuff. Talk about what's been going on. I don't have a whole lot outside of what I prepared. I even have an excuse for not being here 4 p.m. Yeah, what's up with that? Maybe it's all the other people who, with our major international TIMBP audience, they're not on daylight savings. Maybe they're just not used to the new start time for TIMBP Live. I don't know. I can't call it. But it is nice to come and chat and just hang out and see who rolls in for a little while. It's a good de-stressor after a long week of work. It's early, just finishing dinner. Hello, Brian. Brian, are you on Central Time? Love you too, brother. You and Tammy both. I hope you guys are well. I wouldn't mind if you're on Eastern. Okay. I wouldn't mind if Kentucky moved to Central Time for any reason. I like Central Time. I can't explain it. I don't like daylight savings. We could ditch that altogether. Not that that's anything new. Everybody hates daylight savings. Permanent daylight savings, exactly. I've never met a single person who has gone, you know what I cannot wait for? I cannot wait to spring forward and lose an hour of sleep. And then in the fall, spring back an hour. Or fall back an hour, whatever. And throw off my rhythm even further. Has the weather helped with my seasonal affective disorder? Absolutely. But I just get tired of the changes. I enjoy the later sunsets. Let's never fall back again. I agree. Yeah, there's still that little kid aspect of it where it's like, the sun's going to be out until it's 9 o'clock. More day. I will say, though, this has been the easiest run-up I've had to daylight savings. It's really... This one did not get me nearly as bad as other ones have. Biking Bourbon. Cheers, folks. Road tripping. Currently in Columbus, Indiana at Hog Molly Brewery. On our way to Florida. Are you riding your bike all the way down there? Because that might take a while. The switch killed me last weekend. 3 days of getting called for work before 4 a.m. too. I need a drink, and what better time? 4 a.m. apparently. Whew, I had a Italian chicken dish before I hopped on stream and kind of settled right at the top of my belly for some reason. Is anybody drinking anything? I mean, biking's out at Hawk Molly. Brian and Tammy are finishing dinner. Clifton's still at work. Sugar Kitty, I don't know what you're into. 4-Leaf Whiskey, hello Stacy. Cheers, everyone. We are coming up to, very quickly, the greatest Irish holiday of them all, St. Paddy's Day, this Sunday. So I'm not drinking anything. Hey, look. I will not say anything one way or another. I think I'm going to just grab 10 or 11 now. Grabbed a did I even say that right? I don't think I did. I think I'm going to grab a Discovery 10 or 11 now. There we go. Discovery 11 is amazing. Isn't that what we had a few weeks ago on the podcast? I know Tony sent it to us. I don't remember if that... It was... I think it was 11. Got the Whistler Rum Cask Ohio pick. I don't know what that is. Do elaborate, please. Or the triple stave because I deserve it this week. There you go. It's Irish whiskey. Okay, yeah, sure. I was just curious what was unique about the Whistler Rum Cask. Maybe I did myself a disservice. I didn't do a Irish whiskey stream tonight. Should have done it. Daggone. But I saw these pre-made cocktails at the store, and I thought, well, that sounds like a good idea. I want to do that. And, you know, I've 2 out of these 4 I've never had before. And one of them I think is pretty obscure for a lot of people. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it. It's a 61% ABV blended Irish whiskey from Bourbon Distillery. This bottle was an Ohio cask pick. There we go. 61% Irish whiskey, though. I mean, that sounds awesome. I don't know if I've had cask strength Irish whiskey before. I would like to, but I don't know if I have. I could be talked into a Redbreast cask strength, too. Man, I haven't had Redbreast in a minute. I'm sure I have a sample of it. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have a sample of it somewhere that, Adam Terry gave to me many moons ago. I can't imagine that we're... I don't know if we have any plans for... St. Paddy's Day. It's amazing. Yeah, I do love Redbreast cask strength. I don't know if we have any plans for St. Patrick's Day. Love to have you on my channel for a flight of cask strength Irish whiskey. I would love to do that, Stacy. I would absolutely love to do that. I think that sounds wonderful. I am 100% down, and I will return the favor. And I'll have you on TIMBP Live for a flight of cask strength bourbon. Whoa. What a crazy thing to offer somebody. This man's lost his mind. Who would do such a thing? Never once have I heard of such madness. What's in that Kentucky water that they're drinking? Surely it's filled with additives that rot the brain. Or maybe it's just the cask strength whiskey. I'm abusing the Zoom setting that I have. Oh, man. Don't you love it when plans just don't go to plan? I'm having a great time. Happy TIMBP Live, everybody. Happy Thursday. This man's lost his marbles. drinking cast strength bourbon. Doesn't he know it'll poison the soul? Does he have any idea the effects? I don't actually. I don't know what the effects of drinking cast strength whiskey long term are. But, you know, humanity is an experiment in and of itself. So, we'll all find out together one day. We're all going to be like, remember that time that we had a bunch of corn? Remember that time we all had YouTube channels and we all drank cast strength bourbon all the time? Yeah, well, it was nice having legs. I can still feel them. They told me they're cutting out my tongue next week. I'm losing my ears. Well, speaking of cast strength bourbon, what should I drink next? Oh, how about some Maker's cast strength? Which I discovered this last week. Gonna talk about it on next week's episode, and I talked about it on my live stream when I was on Twitch on Sunday for Mario Day. Also live over on Twitch more frequently, twitch.tv/mybourbongamer, streaming over there right now. The ears are fine, mostly cartilage. As long as I have, like, the hole still there, that's what's important. And the drum. Anyway, discovered that Maker's cast strength, which I did not know, I put it in our Discord, has switched to a cork. Did you know this? I didn't. And I was flabbergasted. Top Dog's back. Now it's a party. Top Dog, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you in here. What you drinking? You drinking anything? But yeah, Maker's cast strength was still a twist stop for the longest time. And according to our buddy Darren Wright, about midway through last year, they started using corks for it. And actually, it's a real cork, too. It's not synthetic. Always doing well. Cheers. Good to hear, buddy. Now you're going to make me go down and look at the Maker's cast strength on my shelves to see cork or cap. Cork or cap? That sounds like a fun game. Got to find some way to play cork or cap. Start off with benchmark foolproof. There we go. There we go. That's what's up. New segment. Yes. I like that idea, but we gotta find some way to, because it's too easy if it's just like cork or cap. Because so many people know, right? Maybe it's gotta be, I don't know. It's gotta be like, it could be like every week somebody submits a fun fact about bourbon to the podcast. And every week we decide if it's cork, good, or cap, bad. Cork or cap? What will it be? This batch, by the way, this was 2303, 111 proof of the Maker's Mark cast strength. I kind of like it too. That's not a bad idea. Synthetic cork all the way. I like the real thing. Give me the real cork. You're that real cork. Oh, man. Too much fun. Too much fun too early. Haven't even gotten to the news. Haven't even gotten to any old fashions. Which I guess we'll get to eventually. In theory, I like the real thing. In actuality, it pisses me off when it breaks. I completely agree. I really do agree. No joking. I think aesthetically, the real cork is better for sure, but it just is. It just, in practice, it makes more sense to have synthetic corks. So. Holy crap, the two unopened are cork and the one open one is cap. Sorry, I choked on my words and my spit there. It was a fun moment for me. I told you, though. There's cork in them there hills. All right. Consider my world rocked. Fantastic. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the news, I do believe. Because there is much to behold. And I want to make sure we get through it all. But starting off in Ohio, where the Ohio Distillers Guild launches the new Ohio Distillery Trail. Set to launch on May 22nd to celebrate National Craft Distillery Day, the Ohio Distillery Trail will showcase the artistry, innovation, and dedication of the state's distillers. This exciting venture promises to be a journey of discovery for spirits enthusiasts, connoisseurs, and curious minds alike. The Ohio Distillery Trail will launch with at least 24 member distilleries, with plans to add more stops in the near future. The trail invites visitors to embark on an unforgettable exploration of Ohio's distilling landscape, offering an insider's look into the craft and passion behind each bottle. Visitors can look forward to an array of distillery experiences, from guided tours and tastings to hand-on workshops, providing an up-close and personal encounter with the distillation process. The Ohio Distillery Trail is a celebration of the exceptional craftsmanship and innovation within our state's distilling community. Ohio distilleries make international award-winning whiskey, rum, gin, vodka, and more. The trail is an invitation for everyone to discover the passion and dedication that go into creating each unique spirit. We believe this trail will become a must-visit destination for spirits enthusiasts across the country and a testament to Ohio's position as a hub for craft distillation. Here's my thoughts on this. Very cool. Very excited for Ohio and their new venture. I think that, the more and more that these trails pop up, it was, really, truly, like, as far as American whiskey goes, the Kentucky Bourbon Trail was the first to do it. Past that, there was Tennessee, and it's not that I feel like every new one is a facsimile of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, but I do feel like it dilutes the specialness of Kentucky's Bourbon Trail. That being said, though, considering the tourism dollars that this will bring in for Ohio, you look at Kentucky's tourism and the literal millions of dollars that get brought in just through the Bourbon Trail. It makes sense. It makes sense for them to do that. A few of the distilleries that are going to be a part of this: 451 Spirits, Cleveland Whiskey, Doc Howard's, Four Dogs, High Bank, Lake Erie, Middle West Spirits, Minglewood Distilling, River Roots Barrel Company, Watershed Distillery. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of opportunity, and a lot of different places that are offering experiences, it would look like, as well for the Ohio Distillery Trail. Congratulations to Ohio. And as the kids would say, finally a reason to go to Ohio. Indiana Trail, French Lick to Huber to MGP, and then dinner in Cincinnati. That sounds nice. Oh, by the way, forgot. If you want to support the show through Snuffy Chats, it's our method of super chatting. The Stream Elements link in the description below is how you would do so. It is in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus back here, who is the patron saint of one TIMBP Live. Supports the show, feeds Snuffy, all that good stuff. And if you do indeed choose to support the show through the Stream Elements link, your message will show up here at the top left-hand side of your screen. There's also Venmo. There's also direct PayPal. I believe the CashApp link is still in there too. I'll read off whatever. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. I feel like there's no good middle ground with oh, then I'm just gone. There's no good middle ground on StreamYard with the window for the people. Anyway, when you're sharing the screen. Anyway. Buzzard's Roost has launched a loyalty program for ambassadors. Everybody laugh. It's clever. It's funny and it's clever. We're excited to embrace our customers with a warm Kentucky hug as Buzzard's Roost ambassadors. Customer loyalty is extremely important to us as we continue to expand across the country, and we invite all interested whiskey lovers to join our flock of ambassadors. They will receive the following perks: an exclusive lapel pin and loyalty card, entitling them to a complimentary experience at the Buzzard's Roost Whiskey Row experience after the purchase of any 6 bottles of Buzzard's Roost whiskey. Whew. Remember, it is a loyalty program. It's not truly an ambassador program in the way that Maker's Mark's is. Anonymous with the $10 Snuffy chat. Much love to Perry and Snuffy. Thank you, anonymous chatter, tipper. I mean, I know who it is, but I don't know if they want me to reveal their identity. So, because it is a loyalty program, it makes sense that they are including a purchasing aspect to this. And here's my honest assessment of this so far. It's not that I don't love Buzzard's Roost. I think they're great. I think they make really good product. I did not realize that they were popular enough to warrant a loyalty program in this capacity. Again, it's not to say that it's not a what am I trying to say? It's not to say that it's a pipe dream or anything by doing this. It's just I didn't realize they were this popular. Maybe they're trying to push their popularity. Maybe they're trying to boost sales. I don't know. Their cigar rye is amazing. I keep seeing it in stores. I need to buy another. Actually, buy a bottle. We got the media sample months ago, and it's fantastic. But their cast strength is good. But I'm with you. I'm glad it's not just me. Early access to purchase new whiskey releases at Whiskey Row. Invitations to special tastings with Buzzard's Roost co-founders Judy Hollis-Jones, Jason Bronner, and master distiller Ethan Spalding. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Had to turn something off. Opportunities to participate in barrel picks for exclusive Ambassadors single barrel whiskeys. Not a bad perk at all. Being able to go in for a pick that would be just for Ambassadors. Buzzard's Roost is now in 20 markets with more expansion coming in 2024. Buzzard's Roost recently introduced its first American whiskey with an appealing SRP of $50 to help spur growth on premise and offer an accessible on-ramp to the portfolio for whiskey lovers. You can sign up on the Buzzard's Roost website, and guests at Whiskey Row will find QR codes at the bar and retail shop to make it easy to sign up. So it doesn't sound like there's any limit to the amount of people who can join the loyalty program. I'm not saying that there won't be in the future, but I do believe, if I am not mistaken, it is free. Yeah, there's no, I mean, aside from having to buy bottles to earn rewards, signing up is free. So, take that as you will, but it's still cool. It's not like it's not, I'm not trying to knock what they're doing by any means. Again, it just kind of goes back to like, I'm really just surprised that this is being called for, or that there was any kind of demand, or it just kind of surprised me when the press release first came out. So, sounds easy. I'll definitely sign up. I need to do the same as well. I mean, just because, like, why not? It's no harm, no foul. It's not like you're, investing in something with no easy return. Couple of notes on distribution. Barrel Craft Spirits is launching in the United Kingdom thanks to Axiom Brands, a brand building distribution partner for both on and off trade. We are excited to partner with Axiom Brands, an independent company like Barrel Craft Spirits, which is both passionate about and deeply immersed in the UK drinks market. We're thrilled to have pioneered the movement to elevate the art of blending in the United States. The UK is a crucial distilled spirits market as we look to expand our distribution abroad. It's from founder Joe Beatrice. We have a long-standing history in our team with the American whiskey category. We are thrilled to welcome the most exciting new American whiskey brand to come out of the U.S. right now into the Axiom portfolio and begin the journey of establishing Barrel Craft Spirits on all the best back bars and retail shelves across the UK for consumers and trade to explore. Always excited to see a brand that is already something that I love expand, and for it to become easier for people to engage in the spirits that we are talking about with the podcast that we're talking about on TIMBP Live. It just makes sense, and Barrel Craft Spirits, BCS is they're friends of the show. I mean, I make no bones about it. They have always been very good to us. We have returned the kind gestures as best we can when appropriate based on the products that we've been sent. But for the most part, it's very cool to see this. Tony. But yeah, just very excited for them. I know Joe is thrilled as well. He's got to be. Tony back at Donuts. Dadgummit, I forgot about the early start again. Well, Perry, I heard you just fine. I still had B. I'm assuming there's more to that sentence, but it just cut off. Good to see you, Tony. Moving on to more distribution. New Riff Distilling expands to 4 new markets. It is now available in Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia, increasing the distillery's reach to 31 markets in the U.S. This has already been a transformational year for New Riff as the distillery announced new leadership and the release of its 8-year-old Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey ahead of its 10th anniversary in June. The expansion to these 4 new markets helps fulfill customer demand for the distillery's award-winning products. New Riff Distilling is excited about reaching new customers in these markets and the opportunities that will follow, said New Riff President Molly Lewis. As we continue to serve our customers and foster growth, we look for strong partnerships in our distributors. By working together, we are on the path for success in growing New Riff's name in the whiskey space. Now, New Riff is currently, I feel like, dominating. I still had beef with you withholding my text. Just fake content beef. But anyways, hi Perry in chat. Good to see you, Tony. Thanks for being here. Yes, I do feel like New Riff is dominating the bourbon news cycle at the moment, or at least they have been over the past maybe month or so, announcing that they were going to have an official master distiller, Brian Spance, whom you can learn more about on next week's episode of This My Bourbon podcast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Expanded into these 4 new markets, so now in 31 different states, and the release of their 8-year-old bottled in bond bourbon, which we will also be reviewing on next week's episode. Very, very excited for New Riff. Again, just one of those brands that we have had such a great relationship over the years, and cannot wait to witness their continued expansion and growth in the bourbon world. There's a new book that is going to be coming out. This has been announced for a little while, but I haven't had the chance to talk about it. There's a new book coming out from Miss Fawn Weaver, founder of old Nearest Distillery. Book Love and Whiskey will tell the story of Uncle Nearest and Jack Daniel. The compelling tale of Jack Daniel as master distiller Nearest Green and the growth of Uncle Nearest, premium whiskey on track to be a blockbuster summer bestseller. I am very, very excited for this book. Other people are very excited for it as well, to the point where I was made aware of this thanks to Fawn on social media the other day. People were already starting to post fake copies of the book for sale on Amazon. A book that had not even come out yet. But very much looking forward to checking this out once it becomes more widely available. Anyway, congratulations, Fawn. Speaking of Jack Daniels, who is Jack Daniel? I don't know. He won't return my emails. That's not true. Jack is great. Jack Daniels has released a new canned cocktail, the Jack and Ginger. It's Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and Ginger Ale, 7% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniels today introduces the newest member of its ready-to-drink canned cocktail lineup, Jack and Ginger Ale. Crafted with real Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey and premium ginger ale, this new canned cocktail offers the iconic taste of Jack Daniels with a refreshing twist of ginger. On the heels of our popular Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola canned cocktail release, we're thrilled to unveil yet another of the world's most popular bar calls in an easy-to-drink and convenient format. We're excited to continue to expand in what is the fastest-growing spirits category and offer our friends a new RTD we believe is perfect for any occasion. From Dallas Cheatham, the Jack Daniels RTD brand director. What the heck is an email? I don't know. Hello, Anthony Iturietta. This adds to the Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola, Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, and Jack Honey and Lemonade. Tony says hit that like button. Yes, please do hit the like button. And subscribe if you haven't done so already, but I think everybody pretty much has so far. All right. This has been floating around a little bit over the past week. I know some folks have talked about it. Some folks have posted about it. But this hit my email inbox, and I wanted to break this down a little bit and talk about why this list might be one of the more important ones. Prescription Bourbon. I missed the RTD Old Fashions, but we'll rewatch. Great theme. I've been working on collecting pre-made Old Fashions for a video of my own. Cheers, Perry. I actually have not gotten there yet. I have to do the news first. Do the boring stuff first, the news first, and then we will get into the special drinking. But we will get to there. Thank you for being here, Prescription. It's good to see you. So, this is from VinePair.com. We asked 6 bartenders, what's the most overrated bourbon in 2024? There are many reasons why a bourbon fan may find a brand overrated. They may scoff at the hype generated by limited allocations. They may not understand the zealous enthusiasm of rabid enthusiasts. They may feel the price point doesn't jibe with the quality of the juice. A special technique used to create the brand may strike them as gimmicky, or they may just simply have been given an expression. They may have simply given an expression a taste and decided, meh. Look, I'm blowing out my microphone. I'm sorry. Bartenders usually have especially strong feelings about whether or not a bourbon is worth its salt, or at least its hype. They know what they like, and they know what they don't like, and they may not be all that bashful about sharing their disdain. With that in mind, we asked 6 bartenders their opinions on the most overrated bourbon brands on the market. All right. So, 6 bartenders, 5 bourbons. So I guess they agreed on one. First one should be no surprise. The Pappy line. Van Winkle line. Honestly, this is a little tough because I think a lot of brands fall into this category. However, it has to be the Pappy line. It's nothing special, just a separate label, basically. In no world is it worth the markup, let alone the hassle of securing the allocation. That's from Ramsey Musk, beverage director at Accomplice Bar in LA. Kate Gerwin says, get rid of Pappy forever. I like Buffalo Trace, the distillery producing Pappies, just fine. I hate the hype. That's some strong words there, Kate. I hate the hype. And we should get rid of Pappy altogether. A historic, widely regarded brand we should just eliminate. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, honestly. Is Van Winkle readily available? Absolutely not. Tell me the last time you walked into a store and you were able to just see Van Winkle sitting on a shelf. An anonymous tipper again with the $10 snuffy chat. Love the content. Keep it coming. Thank you so much, anonymous tipper. It's a different anonymous tipper than the first one. But regardless, thank you so much. I love Pappy 15 and Rye. I've only had the Rye, I think, maybe once, and the 15 is, yeah, it's very good. I don't know of anybody, aside from this particular owner of this bar, who sees the popularity of a brand and just goes, let's get rid of it altogether. I don't think that's the right move. I don't think the way that Buffalo Trace is handling it currently is the best move either. But what else can they do? It's a highly allocated brand. If my Van Winkle was on the shelf, I would probably be arrested. Hashtag full exposure. Fair enough, Sugar Kitty. Cover yourself up, please. This is a problem that persists within the bourbon market that will not simply go away because we eliminate one brand, one line of product. This is something that will persist until the bubble bursts. This is also not something that we should consider doing for other brands. I am not advocating for big corporations getting a lot of money, but this is a moneymaker for Buffalo Trace in one capacity or another. So, I think to suggest that we eliminate Pappy is, quite frankly, absurd. I understand the sentiment, but it's a bit much. But here's the thing. Here's another Buffalo Trace product that has already made it onto the list. If you're keeping count at home, we are up to two out of the 5 total brands that these bartenders have collectively, well, not collectively, but that have said are the most overhyped. 2 of them from Buffalo Trace. For me, Blanton's is always going to be one of the most overrated spirit labels out there, even beyond just bourbon. It is undoubtedly a great product, but its price point, particularly on the secondary market, never fails to give me sticker shock, especially when there are so many great bourbon options available at a better value. Also, I found that a certain amount of Blanton's appeal comes purely from the desire to collect the stoppers. A valiant pursuit, although I would venture that collecting Underberg caps is a far more cost-effective endeavor. That is from Carly Lacoste, bar director of the Doghouse in New Orleans. Prescription. It was prescription. I didn't want to out anybody if who was tipping if they didn't want to be. But thank you, David. I think that a lot of people can agree that Blanton's is one of the more overrated bourbons that is on the market at the moment, or if you can find it. Yeah, I understand that a lot of that hype comes from trying to find all the stoppers. You can go to the Buffalo Trace gift shop and you can literally buy the individual stoppers, the corks, and collect all 7 that way. 8, sorry. The ends are different. There's 2 different ends. But I think, when we discuss some of the what we consider to be like the overrated or the overhyped bourbons on the market, I think a major factor for people is also whether or not there is a status symbol that is associated with a particular product. And I think that really both Blanton's and Van Winkle carry that weight with them. So is it fair to say that Blanton's is overhyped? Yeah, I think that that's something that most people can agree on, of course, but I don't know. It's not. This is not groundbreaking, I think, in the way that stating that. Wait, did you see my mouse? Hold on. Also, hi, Swan. That's not doing it now. Never mind. It's not extreme in just saying that you should get rid of a brand forever. This was an interesting one, I thought. Basil Hayden. I'm going to say it very loudly and unapologetically. Basil Hayden is the most overrated bourbon on the market, period. Having 8 available expressions, all at 80 proof, 40% ABV, is a travesty to bourbon and whiskey in general. Understand they're trying to hook the casual drinker, but at 40% ABV with every expression, it's not about getting drunk off a higher proof. It's about those having so much character resulting from the higher proof they're bottled at. Basil Hayden is diet bourbon. What a sentence. That feels like a hot take that should be on a t-shirt or something. At the $35 price point, it's even more of a head-scratcher that people would waste their money on a watered-down product when there is Buffalo Trace, Elijah Craig, Old Grandad Bonded, 1792, and Four Roses small batch at a lower price and a higher return on investment because of the robust juice those bottles contain. Or I can spend an extra $3 for Woodford Reserve. I'm not coming after Basil Hayden drinkers, but all I am saying is that there are better options with less hype and more to offer. Teddy Martinez. Why did they copy and paste? That's so funny. They copied and pasted Kate Gerwin's quote about getting rid of Pappy Forever below the Basil Hayden one. I'm just going to say it. I don't think it's really Kate that's the one that's as opposed to getting rid of Pappy. I think it's VinePair. I think VinePair wants to eliminate Pappy. Basil Hayden, even in Kentucky, is a top seller. I had to restock that stuff like it was going out of style. Yeah, it's crazy how popular it really is. I agree 100% with Basil Hayden. Basil Hayden doesn't suck. It's just not for average bourbon drinkers. I think it is for the average bourbon drinker. The common to average bourbon drinker. It's not for the more experienced one, I believe. 4 out of 5, another Buffalo Trace product. This time in the form of another wheated bourbon. Weller. I think this is probably just Weller in general. In a world of celebrity-driven spirits, the most overrated bourbon is a long list to whittle down. At Reserve 101, Reserve 101 is this bar that this person is the owner of. Hey, Donnie the Linux Cat. Hi, Donnie. Hope you're well, buddy. So, at Reserve 101, we always say it's our job to sell the first pour, and it's up to the juice in the bottle to sell the second. Through the lens of secondary marketing pricing, it changes the conversation regarding some very solid pours. That leads me to Weller's. Weller's. Sean. It's just Weller, brother. I just got here, but it seems like they're looking for clicks. Controversy is attention. Attention is ad revenue. Not sure how much I buy into this. Yeah, it's not a great list. Although I'm a fan of the Weller lineup, I'll consider this an overrated purchase. If you can find it priced as intended, you won't be disappointed. Unfortunately, for the common whiskey hunter, you're going to pay significantly over, and there are some really great producers out there these days that are readily available for half the price and even less heartbreak. And coming from Kate Gerwin, get rid of Pappy Forever. I like Buffalo Trace just fine. I hate the hype. I just want to reemphasize that Kate Gerwin is quoted twice under 2 different products about Pappy. I think that's hilarious. I will die on the hill that Weller Special Reserve is a $20 bourbon. No more, no less. The hype is not well-deserved. I would agree. But I also think that Special Reserve, at the very least, and I'm going to specifically call that out because that's the one that they chose to include in this article. I know that they said the Weller lineup, but this is going to be what people see when they go to the article. Special Reserve is still very solid. It is still an exceptional wheated bourbon drinker. The thing about it is, You again, just don't overpay for it. Just don't buy that. I agree with Sean that you shouldn't pay over MSRP for this. However, don't discourage somebody from trying this if they've never had it before and they want to know what it tastes like. You're just basically doing, if you're working at the bar and you're independently as a bartender going, I'm not going to serve anybody who asks for Weller. What are you doing? I mean, if that's what they want, pour it for them. That's like, it sells in the same way that Jack and Coke does. It sells in the same way that a glass of Pinot Noir does. Whatever. Like, it's being asked for a purpose, for a reason. Sell it to your customers if you have it, and it's reasonably priced. I mean, do whatever you want to. It's your own business. But don't play high and mighty. Don't act like I'm gonna sell more if I encourage my customers to buy something that's not Weller. I don't believe that's how that works. This is the worst one. This is the worst take. This is the worst take in this article. If one more effort asks if we have Angel's Envy, I'm going to lose it. Daniel Booth, bartender, Club 616, Santa Ana, California. Why on God's green earth is this your only reason for declaring Angel's Envy being overhyped? Because you're tired of customers asking for it? That's your reasoning? VinePair, get it together. This is a really poorly constructed article. And I would venture to say, words from Rich Manning, this whole intro, this barely 3 paragraphs, reads like it was AI generated. Well, I'm late. Cheers. No problem, Daniel Sutherland. Good to see you. If a bartender refused to pour me what I asked for, I'm leaving immediately. Rightfully so. Stock some Angel's Envy, Daniel Booth. Yeah, they distribute to California. It's not like they don't. This is a bad article. It's a bad listicle. I like VinePair. They have some fairly good stuff that they post. This is not one of them. Moving on to a couple things before we talk about labels, and then we're going to get into this ready-to-drink old-fashioned flight. Yellowstone has a new bourbon coming out that is finished in rum casks. It says it's now available at 100 proof. It is part of their special finishes collection. I do not have a lot to say about this particular expression because I've only had one of the special finishes collection to date, and that was the Toasted Oak. Is that what it was? Regardless, that should show the impact that it had on me. It was not great. I'm not saying that it's bad, that this rum one will be bad, but with the toasted bourbon, they put it in a 4-year-old bourbon into toasted casks. That was it. And it just isn't good. It's just not a good bourbon, unfortunately. The new release starts with Yellowstone's traditional bourbon mash bill and then is aged for 9 weeks in casks that previously held rum distilled using molasses from sugarcane growth in the rich, fertile soils and tropical Caribbean climate of Cuba. The resulting bourbon features a flavorful blend of spice and tropical sweetness, a medium body with notes of toasted marshmallow, creme brulee and toffee toasted oak, and the finish is highlighted by tobacco, clove, cocoa, seasoned oak, and honey. $50 a bottle. I would much rather try this before I bought a bottle of it, considering my previous experience with the Special Finishes collection. Just a clunky name, too. It's weird. This was just announced today, by the way. Pursuit Spirits is releasing a double oaked bourbon. I am really friggin' excited for this. Still at 108 proof. Pursuit Spirits, the company founded by the creators of Bourbon Pursuit, today announced the upcoming release of Pursuit United Double Oaked Bourbon. This limited release bourbon has undergone a unique secondary oak finishing process to develop a rich, nostalgic flavor reminiscent of historic bourbon styles, but with a 108 proof kick. Working in partnership with Interstave, Pursuit Spirits has created a bourbon that pays homage to the bottles that collected dust for years with distinct notes of butterscotch and creamy caramel. As longtime fans of vintage whiskey, we wanted to craft something truly special that gave a nod to the best bottles we've been lucky enough to try over the years. This double oaked release encapsulates part of that nostalgic flavor profile, but in a modern premium bourbon experience. The double oak finishing process starts with Pursuit United's signature bourbon blend, which undergoes a lengthy secondary finish using custom 36-month seasoned French oak medium toasted staves. $70 per bottle. Available exclusively on Friday the 15th and Saturday the 16th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. It's a beautiful looking label. I love that. Nice kind of minimalist, modernized label. Going back kind of to the Pursuit series picks. Good. I like it. Congratulations, Kenny and Ryan. A couple of labels before we move on to the ready-to-drink old-fashioned flight. Angel's Envy has submitted a label for a triple oak finished bourbon. Kentucky straight bourbon finished in a blend of Hungarian, Chinkapin, and French oak barrels, 92 proof. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. I have kind of fallen off with Angel's Envy just because of how expensive everything has been with them recently. I'm not saying this won't be good. I would be curious to try it. But in the meantime, I'm not like holding my breath or anything for this. So we'll see. However, I am quite excited for these two labels that got submitted. Old New Riff. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey bottled in bond without chill filtration. Why are they doing an Old New Riff? What does that mean? What are they saying here? Uses recipes featuring heirloom grains. 60% heirloom corn, 20% Balboa rye, and 14% two-row malted barley. I am so excited to find out what this product is going to be like. It's bottled in bond, so it's going to be at least 4 years old. We have loved the 4-year-old bottled in bond from New Riff for years. And they have a proven track record with Balboa rye. Putting it in the bourbon? What the heck, man? It's going to be killer. Wilmington Piper, cheers, everyone. What's up, WP? I hope you've been well. Jeffrey Weck, hello again, whiskey friends. Hello to you, Jeffrey. It's good to see you both in the chat. Thank you for being here. Hope you've had a great week. I don't know why this is the voice that I am using now. And there also is a rye whiskey that is bottled in bond that is using heirloom grains. 65% Balboa rye, 20% heirloom corn, 15% two-row malted barley. I mean, it could just be Old Riff. I wouldn't mind Old Riff. I think that sounds fun. Either way, I'm looking forward to these releases. I think that, again, you know, New Riff has been they've been kind of dominating the news cycle with bourbon recently, and this just gets me more and more excited for the things that they're going to be doing. I mean, there's no reason not to be. I think that's extremely exciting. So, anyway. Let's get into the meat of this, folks. Thank you all so much for being here as well. If you're coming in around this time, happy to have you. Snuffy chats are open too. Snuffleup gets back here. He's hungry. Snuffy chats are the only way he gets fed. It's very sad, but it was part of his contract. So, I have 4 different ready-to-drink old-fashioned cocktails here that we are going to be going through and figuring out which one is the best. We're starting with the Bulleit old-fashioned cocktail. We've also got the On the Rocks Knob Creek old-fashioned. 1792 old-fashioned. And last but not least, the Tip Top Proper Cocktails old-fashioned, made with whiskey, sugar, and bitters. Now, reportedly, the Tip Top has MGP bourbon in it. I do believe it is actually bourbon. I don't think that it's just whiskey. That being said, though, these are all varying in price as well. This is a $7.50 of Bulleit Old Fashioned. I believe this was about $28. On the Rocks was close to like $15. The Old Fashioned from 1792 was about $10, and the Tip Top was around $2.50. Again, varying sizes. The Tip Top, of course, is just a single serve cocktail as well, but we will get into all of these in due time. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Bulleit Old Fashioned, which has a cork. I hope I didn't need to shake this. I don't know. I'll shake it a little bit and pour a little bit extra. I've also got ice that has been stored for the past hour and a half. Oh, and it's still completely fresh. It's barely melted. The wonders of modern technology. So none of these get diluted necessarily over time. I'm going to pour each of them and then taste them. And then I'll just try to kind of quickly move through some of this to see the differences. But as I said, I'm starting out with the Bulleit. This is 75 proof, by the way. Boy, howdy, it smells like an old-fashioned. I have not had an old-fashioned in a hot minute. And I had considered as well including Chad and Sarah's mix in this, but I wanted to keep it specifically to ready-to-drink pre-made old fashions. I wanted to take out the extra, the extra bias of like, oh, I could have made it with this and, you know, added this or that and whatever. But anyway, cheers, everybody. Let me know what you're drinking, by the way. I haven't asked that since more people have gotten in. Tullyweeds is over on the Twitch. Hello, friendly friends. Hello, Tullyweeds. It's good to see you. This is really sugary. And you know what's weird? If you listen to or watched the episode that Eric and I did back in January where we only drank non-alcoholated or de-alcoholized spirits, this seems to have the same like fake burn to it that those did. It's like a weird like cinnamon thing. Yeah, that is okay. I suppose I'll give a little rating here out of 5. The bourbon flavor is not super prominent. There is a lot of sugar. I could use more bitters in it. It's almost like it's mostly simple syrup, even though it says it's 75 proof. I mean, I have no reason really to not believe them, but in this case, it's just kind of fine. We're going to start things out. We are going to give that. We're going to give it a 2.5. Moving on to the On the Rocks Old Fashioned. This is made with Knob Creek bourbon. And this one is 70 proof, 35% ABV. Slightly lower proof than the Bulleit. Tony's drinking Middle West Pumpernickel Rye. Appropriate of your interview. There you go. If you've not listened to this week's episode yet with my interview with Mark McLaughlin from Old Lion Spirits, go check it out. Had Mark on TIMBP Live back in January of last year. It was good catching up, seeing what they're doing over at Old Lion. Drank through some of their products. Had a good chat. Came up with a name for a single barrel. Should we ever do a pick with them? Nobody steal it, the name, please. In WP's Drinking Bourbon Wrench's new pick, Cease and Desist. Tell me about Cease and Desist. I don't know anything about it. I am severely out of the loop on so many whiskey tube things. And that's my fault. Not getting a whole lot of bourbon on this one either. So much sugar. There's definitely more bourbon flavor on the rocks. Which again is really strange considering it's lower proof. Tony, are you talking about your cease and desist pick, or are you talking about, well, you know, the letter? Tully's sipping on a margarita made with Corazon that was aged in WLW barrels for 3 years. That sounds really nice. I have not tried any of those tequilas, but I very much need to and would like to. It's a 50/50 MGP high rye and 95.5 rye, 10-year 100 proof. So 10-year MGP Boo rye. That sounds awesome. Oh, totally. Anytime, man. Please. We'd appreciate it. Thank you for the consideration. This song. It's the perfect, and these two songs are basically cousins of one another, but Bad by U2 and Heartbreak Warfare by John Mayer. After the stream, go and listen to those two songs back to back. They are very, very similar. Okay, so the On the Rocks definitely has more of a bourbon flavor to it. But there's some weird, like, aftertaste thing going on. It's not even aftertaste. It's just taste. It just... Bad by U2. But it's just an odd flavor. It's kind of metallic. Oddly enough. You know, crazy enough, if I'm only giving the Bulleit a 2.5, the On the Rocks is a 2. At max. At max, it's a 2. Just not blowing my balls off, as a particular mutant would say. All right, moving on to the 1792 Old Fashioned. This one is also 70 proof. Nah, there's nothing interesting on the back of that. Some boring history. My guess is that they skimp and don't use name brand and go bitters. More than likely. But if that's the case, what are they using in its place? Like house-made bitters? And even still, if that's what they're doing, surely you could make it better. I guess according to VinePair, though, it's all subjective. Or the AI bot, whatever. One dash per batch. Yeah, it's in a barrel, and their dash is just like... Getting a new water bottle tomorrow, by the way. My wife vehemently need to dash it up. Oh yeah, for sure. Vehemently endorsed Owala water bottles, and this one's been giving me some trouble. One dash per vat. So. Looking forward to it. This one... This one doesn't really smell like anything. Am I crazy? There's really not much going on. Oh, there's so much sugar. It's got about as much sugar as the Bulleit does, with more bitters and less bourbon flavor. 2.5. I like a Walla. I a basic white bee with a knockoff Stanley of Brewmate. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Thoughts on using RD1 Amberana for old fashions? I've not had the RD1 Amberana. I would be very curious as to how that cocktail would turn out, though. I mean, really, really curious. I would love to try that. So thoughts? I don't have any well-formed opinions, but color me interested. Honestly, the 1792 is no better or worse than the Bulleit. It, too, is a 2.5. I'll let you know when I do it. Please do, WP. Now, this last one, holy moly. I didn't realize how much was in this little can. 74 proof, tip-top proper. Get some ice in here. It's crazy the color difference, too. So here's the tip top, right? It looks like bourbon. It looks like a bourbon cocktail, truly. Here's the 1792, which looks more like scotch and soda. Here's the On the Rocks. And here's the Bulleit. The only one that's even close to it in color is the Bulleit, and that's by a wide margin. I volunteer as tribute, making an Amberana one now. Old Forester now. Or Old Fashioned now. Dadgum. Learn to speak, Perry. But yeah, this was all in one itty bitty can. I was very deliberate with my pouring of the other Old Fashions. But anyway. Y'all, it's not even close on nose. I mean, this smells like a bar-made Old Fashioned. It's got an essence to it that really feels like there's even an orange peel that was zested over it. It smells incredible. All right. Last one of the flight. Cheers. It's not even close. Dash? What's up, Dash? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a good night. I guess I'll see you tomorrow, too. Everybody, I'll introduce you in the chat. Dash has swung by. This is Eric's youngest. Dash is my buddy. All three of y'all are. You, Eli, and Addison. But everybody say hi, Dash. Guys, I am telling you. Tip Top Cocktails. I swear this is not sponsored. I'm not being paid. Nothing. This is the best one out of this four, and it genuinely is not even close. This feels like I went to a bar and I got an old fashioned. Is it more cost effective to get some of these other bottles? Yes, absolutely. This is easily per drink the most expensive. However, the quality is best. The ingredients clearly are of the highest quality. Hold on. And it's just the best. I feel like with all three of the others, there's something that you would have to do to them to make them more of an actual old fashioned. This just feels like it was made by bartenders. It was made by mixologists. They do care about their product 100%. Papa Ritter. I know your name is Rita because your perfume's smelling sweeter. I know that song and I cannot place it right now. You might have stumped me, Papa Ritter. Is it, his name is escaping me completely. Rod Stewart. No, that's exactly who I was thinking of. Did you know that I interviewed Rod Stewart's daughter during Bourbon and Beyond 2018? No, 2019. It was a great interview. Those girls aren't playing together anymore, I don't think. Not Rod, but his band, The Faces. Gotcha. Rod Stewart's daughter gave me a shout out and I cried. I still try to keep up with what they're doing. But Alyssa is still of the two of them. Alyssa Bonagura is still doing more with her musical career. Ruby! I cannot remember Ruby's name. That's Rod's daughter. But Alyssa is the daughter of Michael Bonagura and Kathy Bailey of Bailey and the Boys. In my quickly thrown together old fashioned, no orange twist, half ounce simple, 3 dashes Ango. It's a pass for me. Tastes like a slightly watered down Amberana. I use Nulu, by the way. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we know. I saw a killer Rod Stewart impersonator at a bar in Florida. I almost smoked weed with Willie Nelson's granddaughter. I really wish. I don't have many regrets in life. I don't have many regrets. I hate the fact that Raylan Nelson, Willie Nelson's granddaughter, said, "Do you guys want to come smoke weed with us?" And I said, "No!" What's the matter with me? I'm losing my mind over here. Papa Ritter. I do too, but if y'all want some great early 70s music, you should listen to The Faces. Ron Wood on guitar, Ian McLagan on keyboard, Ronnie Lane on bass, Kenny Jones on drums, and Rod Stewart on Vox. Hello, my friend. Hello to you, Distilled, Brewed, and Reviewed. Hope you're well. Good to see you. Yeah, so if I am going to rank, and I guess you can kind of figure it out based on my numerical rating. Perry, I usually say don't do those things, but I would have definitely smoked with her. Yeah, I should have. And I don't, just for the record. I was trying to remain professional because it was at Hometown Rising or Bourbon and Beyond. I can't remember which one it was that year. I think it was Hometown Rising, but I could be wrong. But I was trying to remain professional, and I had work to do, and I figured it would have been bad if I had indeed done that. It seemed like the right move at the time, but looking back on it, stupid. It's fine. It's fine. I am going to give, by the way, the Tip Top a 4 out of 5. It would have absolutely erased my day. I wouldn't have been able to function. And if I did, it would have been bad. And that is why I say yes to everything. I think the Tip Top is as close as you can get to a bartender-made old-fashioned without actually going to a bar. It's something that time and time again I have gone back to and have loved. And I think, to me, this proves that I need to keep a steady supply of it in my stash of drinks. So, of the 4, unfortunately, the Knob Creek on the rocks old fashioned is the worst, or at least it comes in last place. Tied for second is Bulleit and the 1792, and a clear winner is the Tip Top Proper Cocktails Old Fashioned. The story you would have, yeah, for sure. I know it would have, like, it would have wiped me out. I know it would have wiped me out. But man, to be able to say that. She's like, "Oh yeah, and here's Granddad's guitar," and she just pulls out Trigger. It's beautiful. Have you seen it? Sure, it's beat to crap, but it's beautiful. The frogs I would have seen jumping. Oh, man. Would have been the best podcast ever. Maybe. Or maybe not. Who's to say? Man, it's been a fun stream. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm just saying. It's been a fun stream. If I asked to sign Trigger, nobody else has signed Trigger, right? No, I gotta look this up. When Papa Ritter joins on. Oh, maybe. Oh, Trigger was signed. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. It's worn off over the years. I genuinely did not know that. Man, there genuinely has been no guitar that has been as beat to death as Trigger. I mean, this is a new level of destruction. Everybody always says, oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Rory Gallagher. No, man, look at this. It's got a literal hole in it. Ugh, it's beautiful, though. Beautiful. Beautiful, darling. That's one of those where just for like a minute, I'd love to hold it. A new level of power and confidence, absolutely. I've seen Trigger twice, 1984 and With the Family, so great. Man, seeing... Ugh. Is Willie Nelson the artist that he used to be? I think it's debatable. But it's much in the same way that it was seeing B.B. King before he died. It was more just the fact that you were seeing him. And don't get me wrong, Willie's 90. I think he's still got a good 5 years at least left in him. And even I think that's being conservative. But it just is to be, it's like royalty. It's just like to be in the presence of somebody like Willie Nelson is... It almost feels transformative. Pete Townshend's guitar, that, I mean, if you take into account anytime Pete Townsend or Jimi Hendrix or Mike McCready destroys a guitar on stage, Kurt Cobain, who the heck else? I don't know. It has Billy Joe Armstrong. Has he destroyed a guitar? I feel like he has. I don't know. Joe Strummer. Too many people have destroyed guitars. I'm talking about guitars that are still functional. Ones that people have played so much that they're beat to death. And they barely look like the same guitar. We're seeing the Stones this summer, and it's going to be it. It will be a great show. It's crazy. It's just everything's not fallen into place with concerts this year. Update: adding a splash of Coke Zero in my case kicks that old-fashioned up a notch. Bam. Very interesting. Dad, did you know that there's a mic that they have a model of they have a Mike McCready signature Strat now. I mean, it's basically just a reproduction of his guitar. But, I mean, it looks great. I tried to win it through the 10 Club. There you go. Yeah. No, Fender, I already subscribed. Go away. Anyway. Oh, you didn't know? There you go. Here, I'm Dad, I'm texting it to you right now. There you go. This old fashioned is really getting watered down at this point. And also, I haven't done a... I've seen him play Yellow Ledbetter 7 times on that strat. That's funny. Oh, reading, I was ringing in me, and I know what I see what I'm ringing on me. What brand of guitar is Trigger? I don't know. That is a... Tony, that is a great question. I've always just thought that it was a generic nylon guitar. Go away. It's a Martin. It's a Martin? Really? Wow. I did not know that. Should I give it to myself for my 60th? Yes, 100% you should, Dad. Yes, you 100% should get the Mike McCready Stratocaster for your 60th birthday. How often do you turn 60? It's a beat to poop, Martin? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh. The blended old fashioned is not good. I'm doing it. You do it. I'll teach you how to play Yellow Ledbetter on it. 5 times, you do you. Oh, the tip top is just so... It's so much better. Anyway. I think that about does it. I think I've done all I can on this stream. I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. If you've been watching on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. I'm here live every Thursday night at 7 o'clock nowadays. This has been a fun one. I'll be back next week. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'll see you real soon. Until next time, though, I'm Perry, and this is TIMBP Live.